Today we're checking out the Kuva Sobek, an automatic shotgun with a pretty big reputation. But here's the real question. Is it actually worth your time? Or is it just another fancy Kuva weapon that looks cool in your arsenal and not much else? Let's find out. What is Kuva Sobek? First, let's get the basics out of the way. The Kuva Sobek is the upgraded Kuva version of the classic Grenier Sobek shotgun. You can only get it by defeating a Kuva Lich that spawns with this weapon. So yeah, it's definitely not something you pick up casually. And since it's Kuva gear, the farming process can take some time and patience. Now, on paper, Kuva Sobek looks like it's trying to do a little bit of everything. The question is, does it actually succeed? Stat-wise, the weapon is pretty balanced, but there are a few things that might disappoint some players. The first issue is the Riven disposition, which sits at only 2 out of 5. For a shotgun, that's definitely not ideal and limits some late-game build potential. Personally, this is also one of those weapons I have mixed feelings about. Not because it's a shotgun, I actually like shotguns, but because Kuva Sobek feels like what I'd call a buff-dependent weapon. It really shines when paired with Warframe abilities. For example, it works incredibly well with Sarin, but let's be honest, Sarin makes almost any weapon look strong. Another noticeable downside is the reload speed. It's long enough to occasionally break your combat rhythm, which can feel frustrating during intense fights. Alright, let's talk builds. Budget build. The first build is a budget-friendly setup. It can handle Steel Path content fairly well, but realistically, you'll start to notice its limits around enemy level 180. It's still solid, just not something you'd rely on for extremely high-level endurance runs. Balanced status build. Next, we have the balanced and probably the most practical build. Nothing crazy or experimental here, just a reliable setup that works in most situations. And yeah, I made a full breakdown for it. Not sure if build breakdowns are everyone's favorite thing, but hey, here we go. This build focuses on status damage, specifically viral and magnetic. The main goal here is strong performance at close and mid-range, great efficiency against Corpus enemies, and consistent damage against tanky targets thanks to heavy status stacking. Kuva Sobek naturally scales very well with status effects, and this build pushes that strength to its maximum. Key mods explained. Galvanized Hell. This is absolutely essential. It gives multi-shot and scales with kills. More pellets mean more status procs and significantly higher damage output. Galvanized Savvy, this is your main damage scaling tool. The more status effects on the enemy, the more damage you deal. With viral, magnetic, and physical statuses all stacking together, this mod becomes incredibly powerful. Primed Point Blank, simple but extremely effective. It increases base damage, which indirectly boosts elemental damage, status effects, and galvanized scaling. Toxic Barrage plus Primed Chilling Grasp. These two create viral damage while also boosting status chance. Viral increases damage dealt to health by up to 325% at 10 stacks, which means your DPS ramps up very quickly. Magnetic Damage. This acts as your shield breaker. It melts shields, increases incoming shield damage, and prevents regeneration. That makes this build especially strong against Corpus units. Shotgun Elementalist boosts damage from status effects, making both viral and magnetic significantly stronger. Acid Shells, one of the most fun mods here. Enemies explode on death, and the explosion scales with their maximum health. Viral makes these explosions even stronger, turning each kill into bonus crowd clearing. Narrow Barrel reduces pellet spread, which helps you stack statuses faster and makes Galvanized Savvy ramp up more efficiently. Vigilante Fervor adds fire rate and gives a set bonus that can upgrade critical hits. This helps speed up galvanized stacking and increases overall combat pressure. Expensive build. The third build is, not cheap. Personally, it cost me around 160 platinum to finish. It offers stronger scaling and better overall performance, but it's definitely aimed at players who are ready to invest heavily into the weapon. crowd control build. The fourth build focuses more on crowd control rather than raw damage. It's designed for comfort and stability when clearing large groups of enemies. You sacrifice some burst damage but gain consistency and easier group management. So, is Kuva Sobek worth it? Honestly, it's a solid and flexible shotgun that performs well with the right setup and Warframe synergy. It's not completely game-changing, but it's definitely strong and fun when built properly. If you enjoy status-based gameplay and explosive crowd clearing, Kuva Sobek can absolutely earn a place in your loadout. And if nothing else, it's still a Kuva weapon, which means style points are guaranteed. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments which Kuva weapon you want me to cover next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, Tenno.